Hi there, it's Tracy here from the Papercraft Studio. Thank you for joining me today. Today I'm going to show you how I made this Hydrangea Hill fancy fold card, I guess you call it, fancy cut card. This is one of my March class by post projects. So as always, I don't want my ladies just to be doing some real basic cutting and sticking. I want to make it interesting for them, so I put a bit of extra detail on there. It's using Hydrangea Hill suite. This one caught my eye instantly when we got this new catalogue. So these are the papers, gorgeous. I've used this one here, so it's got what colour is this? Rococo rose on the back, but I've used this one here. I've also used the dies, which are just called Hydrangea dies if you buy them on your own, but they coordinate with this stamp set, Hydrangea Haven. Sorry, it's late at night. I'll show you the dies here. So this is such a good die actually on here because I don't know if you can see on my card that there's lots and lots. Here it is. I can find it there. I've cut out lots and lots of these small little flowers here, and of course that would take forever if it was just one single die. So this actually, I think it's 9 you get in a row here. So if you've got this in a kit from me, you'll have 2 strips of each of these. So this is Purple Posy, Highland Heather and Gorgeous Grape. You see I'm quite a purple girl, my nails are always purple as well. So yeah, so I was really glad because when I'm cutting my kits, this is just some of the prep for my classes here because I'm cutting 30 kits. So yes, I was very grateful this wasn't individual. In fact, I would have redesigned had it been. For the stem here, I haven't cut the whole flower. I've just put this through the Stampin' cut and emboss machine like this. So I've just captured that bit, and that's in Mossy Meadow, and this one here to layer on top is in Old Olive. You also get a couple of labels and some other bits in with this die, and of course the main hydrangea here that we cut out. So I've gone ahead and cut those pieces anyway. The curve here, I'll just put this one to one side. The curve I got from Curvy Dies. I was going to do this just straight and have layers on, but I just thought, oh, it would be really nice if the hydrangeas followed the curve. So Curvy Dies, it's just this one here. So there's detailed dies in here, and that coordinates with quite curvy here. So you can see there's different things here that follow the curves. But I just wanted to use this one, and I didn't actually want to get the little dots detail. I don't know if I've got one of my offcuts here. Yeah, I have. So if you cut it in a certain way on a card, you'll get this lovely dot detail, and you can poke out all those little dots there with a brush. But I didn't want that. I just wanted it smooth. So I'll show you in this video how I went about cutting those. Okay, so supplies, you just need half a piece of A4 cardstock folded in half. You'll need a piece of Designer Series paper. So it starts off as a rectangle, and this measures 2 1/4 inches by 5 5/8 of an inch. You'll need, like I say, just some scraps of Gorgeous Grape, Highland Heather and Purple Posy. This one's retiring at the end of May, so it's great to use that one up as well, although I don't think it's officially in the colours of the Designer Series paper, but of course it goes. Yeah, so I'm going to show you now how I went about cutting this. So at first I tried to just kind of gauge roughly eyeball where to cut this. That wasn't a good plan because you need to make sure that the curves follow each other on here. So what you don't want to do is it's hard to explain on here. If I got one that doesn't fit quite so well, I might have got rid of those ones. But it doesn't always, because this has got a straight line down. You see here, it's going over at the top here, but then coming in nicely at the bottom. So I had to come up with a bit of a plan. I couldn't just guess it for 30 kits. So here's what I did. So on my card base, I measured across the top and put a little pencil mark at 2 inches. So just a tiny little dot up there. And then down here at the bottom, I marked at 2.5 inches. Okay, so then when I came to cut it, like I say, I didn't want the dot, so I had it this way round because I wanted the kind of indent of the curves to swoop around at the bottom to follow the stem of the flower. So probably most people would cut it so you had the dots, but no. So I've got the blade pointing this way. So then I just lined up the edge of this blade at the top and bottom on these marks, and that's how I put it through the cutting machine. And what I did to hold it in place, because we haven't got our magnetic plates at the moment, is just a bit of washi. If you don't have washi, you can use a post-it note. So just stick it on this side so that it's not going to pull away the card. I didn't quite do that right, but there we go. So that's how I would put it through the cutting machine. So just feed it through like that, and that will cut away that line there. Then you end up with this. Just to show you how I then lined this one up, and it's not a perfect match. You will get a slight difference. So I wanted it obviously straight down one side. You will get it coming closer in places further away up here. I don't know if you can see that there, that's better. But most of this is covered with the hydrangeas anyway, so it didn't really matter. But I just wanted it, some of them I had to throw because they just didn't work. So just to show you then on this one how I did it. So let's show you on this side because it's slightly darker. So you see here with the dots, the second dot down here, I kind of had that just showing above the paper at the top. And then I found the edge of the card, the edge of the paper here with the edge of the blade, and then just fed it down like this and then lined up the bottom there. So essentially, let's see if I can put a different colour piece of card underneath. There we go, that's better to see. Let's take this off. So 2 dots down. So you can see if I kind of cut that like that, I'm missing some of the DSP. So you want to slide it in so you get the blade, but quite near the edge, this edge of the DSP. Sorry, let's point that way, it's easier. Like that. And then line it up. I'm just going to come into shot. Line it up here at the bottom, so the blade's cutting at the bottom as well. And that's how I got the right shape. And again, then I would, you would probably get another piece here, but I'd pin it in place with some washi again, pop it through the cutting machine, and that's how I got them to line up quite nicely. So I've gone ahead and done that. So I'll show you here with my piece here. So we're going to go ahead and stick this piece onto the card base. I'm just going to do that with some liquid glue. Have a little, if you have it in a kit, just line it up before you put the glue on, just so you've got an idea of where it's going. Because like I say, they're all, well, they are cut as closely the same as I could, but there will be some slight variance in them. Okay, so I'm going to slide that down a little bit. There we go. So you can see I've lined it up straight down this edge here, and then if it's slightly different thicknesses there, I'm not too worried. Okay, whoops. So I've also gone ahead and cut my hydrangea pieces here, and this is how. So again, with that die that I showed you earlier, I just snipped the head of the flower off. That it also cuts. In fact, I didn't even cut it. I just kind of cut the base, the leaves and the stem. So like I said, that's Mossy Meadow, this is Old Olive, and they just layer on top like that. So you could put it together in whichever order you like. I quite liked this this order of the colours. So first of all, let's put this back in here. We're going to adhere these flowers. So you can have a play around with how you want them to go before you stick them down. So I wanted this to overlap the edge of the card here. Again, this one the same, but maybe a little bit more, and this one coming in and it's not really overlapping at all. But just bear in mind as well, you want this to fit at the bottom, so you might need to move them all up a bit. Just slide this one in to see where you want it to be. Yeah, that looks like it's going to work fine. So that's roughly where I want these to be. I'm going to take those two off and stick this one down first. Obviously bear in mind that the edge of this isn't, you don't want glue on here, so just put some glue over this side, or whichever side's going over here. I always forget to get a new glue out before I start videoing. Okay, so don't worry if you've got some glue oozing through. Try not to get it on your fingers, but when we come to stick these little individual flowers on, that obviously won't show. So again, this one, where do we have it? About coming out a bit further maybe. Let's go for there. So I'm just going to put some glue around this side. Ooh, I meant to take the lid off and it wasn't on. Around this side here. So let's put that one about there. Okay, and then finally this one will be mainly covered by the actually I had that up a bit higher, kind of like that. So actually pretty much all of that hydrangea head there is on the card, so you can just be a bit more liberal with your glue on this one. I'm hoping you can't hear my cat scratching at the door there. They never want to come and see me ever, unless I'm filming, and then they just can't wait to get in. Right, okay, before I stick this base down here, I'm just going to pop some glue on this. Actually, let's put the leaves together first. You could, of course, cut this out with the adhesive sheets on the back, which would make it really quite easy to stick. But if not, get a bit of scrap paper if you're not confident about getting it behind these tiny bits here, and just pick up a little dots of glue and put it on the sort of wider veins of the leaves. You don't need loads on here, and it won't fully stick down, but it will be enough to keep it in place. Am I still in shot? I always forget to check, and then I'll be doing something down here and you'll be wondering what I'm up to. Okay, so I didn't put any on the stem at all. I've just left that free. So line up the leaves pretty much. It doesn't have to be perfect. Hold those in place for a second or so. Obviously just concentrate on the middle kind of veins where you've put the glue. Pop some glue on the back. Don't put it under this bit because obviously that's lifting up. It's not, you don't want it sticking to this card. So mainly on the two leaves on this side, and you can get some glue on the stem on this side. So these two over here, and then down the stem as well. You can put some little dots or however you like to use your glue. Okay, so I'm going to tuck this under here, and you could pop this bottom one up actually on some dimensionals to give it a bit more I may have done that on that one to give it a bit more dimension. There we go, it does what it says on the tin, doesn't it? Okay, so I'm going to show you how I put the flowers on. I'm not going to do it the whole video showing you this, because obviously that would take quite a while, and you're not going to really want me just to be putting individual flowers on. But it's handy if you've got something quite spongy that you can use, kind of like a soft mat or a magazine or something, because we want to prop up these flowers a little bit. So I'm going to use, we don't sell these anymore unfortunately, but this is a paper piercing mat, but like I say, something that's got a bit of give in it. You know, layer up a magazine or something. Actually let's do the gorgeous grape first. And what you're going to do, you need to just take I think I used my stylus from my Simply Scored, but something that's not huge at the end but not too spiky. So obviously you don't want to use like the piercing tool or something, but and you just want to, probably just a pencil or something would do, just poke in the middle and the flowers just pop up a little bit. You can see them just jumping up. Whoops, let's to be honest, if you don't have something to do that with, you could just turn up the petals. same job. Okay, so go ahead, do that. Probably for this gorgeous grape or whichever one you're putting up here, you won't need to have as many petals as I've given you here, because a lot of them are under here. So I'll just show you what I did then. It's probably quite obvious really, but you're just going to put a dot of glue on the back of each one and simply pop them over each of these little flowers on here. Again, it doesn't even matter if you line them up perfectly, because once you have them all on, they just layer on top of each other. So you go ahead and let's do this whole one up here, and then I'll fast forward the video a bit so you don't have to watch all of those. I'll just put a few more on here. Of course, if you're looking at this video and crafting along with me, just press pause while you put the rest of your little flowers on here. Oops, that one flipped over. And then you can just press play again when you're ready to go on to the next stage. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to put the rest of my flowers on here. Where you've got a bit of an overlap, you can put them on here as well if you want, or you can leave a gap. I didn't put them on all the flowers, like I missed one there. So you don't have to completely cover it if you don't want to. So I'm going to go ahead and attach the rest of the flowers here. Okay, so that did take a while, so don't worry if it's taking you quite a long time to do, because it is it does take a while, but I just love the effect afterwards. Okay, so then I finished it off with the pastel pearls. You actually get 4 colors. Let me just bring them in. So you also get the Rococo Rose as well, but I have used the more kind of purple shades in this one that's more silver. So let's go ahead and really up to you where you put them. I've put them up in this corner here. So I'm going to pop one up there. And this could be used for a birthday card, for an anniversary card, a wedding card, if people are starting to get married again, any occasion really. It's a really sweet one. And then finally, just down here, I finished off, and I forgot to poke these down a little bit, so I need one of each colour left. Don't worry, if you use all yours up, you don't have to put any down here, or if you've just got the 2 colours, you can just pop those on there. So just going to finally do that one more time, hoping that my glue hasn't dried up from being left out. Oops, that wasn't supposed to happen. Let's put him there. And then these 2 here. So I'm going to, they're quite heavy flowers, so they don't really like being picked up by that tool. Put one there, and then the last one, let's, oops, pop him there. Okay, and there you have it, the my Hydrangea Hill fancy cut card, let's call it that. I hope you've enjoyed making that. Take care, see you soon, bye.